Hare Krishna. First of all, I would like to say that I'm very happy to see so many young people to come out and voluntarily and to desire to be free from all the negativity that may influence us through addictions and different problems like that. I would like to begin with one example. Just like in modern medicine, allopathic medicine, generally speaking, it treats the symptoms. But ancient natural systems of medicine, like Ayurveda, they deal with the cause. So sometimes we try to counteract addiction and these problems, drugs, alcohol, etc., violence, so many things. We try to counteract them by dealing with the symptoms. But in our Krishna Consciousness movement, we try to deal with the root problem. We are all caught up in samsara, the cycle of birth and death. And that samsara means that the living entity, the soul, the real person within the body, is experiencing one body after another and after another. And this experience causes us to be very addicted to these bodies. So addiction is not something new. And addiction is not something that will ever go away. But we have to understand to what we must be addicted. We must be addicted to those positive things. Because the saying is, there is nothing new under the sun. So, in Bhagavad Gita, it says, Aham savasya pavavo mata sarvam bhavartate, that Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is the source of everything material and spiritual. There's nothing new. And also Krishna says, Mayastrakta manaparta yogyam yunjam malashraya. He says that please be very attach your mind to me. This is the actual solution to addiction. And in Bhagavad Gita it also says, Param drishtva nivartate, that the way you can get rid of a lower habit or a negative habit is to be attracted to something higher, something greater. Right now, this is the month Damodar Mas, the Kartik month, a month where we're celebrating rasa. Those who celebrate it, especially the devotees of Krishna, the rasa, the sweetness, the sweet loving relation between Radha and Krishna. And that rasa, that is the impetus in our lives to go ahead, to achieve something greater, to be very positive. And therefore our solution to this problem of addiction, just like nowadays there's so much concern over environment, global warming, everybody knows, but yet we have not been able to stop it. Why? Addiction. Addiction to things that are not always beneficial to us. So therefore, the most beneficial thing, that one common denominator that all of us have, irregardless of our religion, because even religion itself is not the solution. As it says in Mahabharata, Tarko Pratishta Shupat Shutayo Bibinam. There are so many different scriptures. And although they guide us to the source of everything, to the Supreme, but still, there may be differences. So what is the real solution? Mahajanayena kata sapanta. Those great saintly persons who in any religious tradition can fully understand the essence of the message of the Supreme, of God. And that message is the sweetness and that which will transform our very existence, our hearts, and allow us to be free from all addiction. There's a very beautiful text in the Bhagavad Purana, Tadvag Visargo Janatagla Viplavo, that this message, this spiritual message, that spiritual message can come from Bhagavad Gita, it can come from Bible, Quran, it can come from many sources. But if you can capture the essence, what is the essence? Viplava, which means going against the current, going against the samsara, going against that which ties us to that which is negative and unnecessary. So this is our invitation from our Krishna Consciousness movement to all young people, and not only young people, to every living being, to every intelligent being, to understand what are we here for? What are we on this planet for? It is not simply to be born, to grow, to exist, to wither, and to die. But it is to achieve perfection, self-realization. That spiritual effort, that spiritual knowledge will help us to rise above all the negativity and all the things that are now plaguing the modern world. Drugs, alcohol, etc. These are simply the lowest and most gross manifestations of a much greater problem, which is we don't understand the purpose of our life. In this great educational institution, so many wonderful things are being taught. But in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Raja Vidya, this spiritual message, this spiritual understanding will free us from all these chains that bind us to the negativity that unfortunately has existed from time immemorial in this world. So my humble message to you and my gratitude to all of you for coming forward and standing up against the gross manifestation of gross materialism that ties us to the material world, that causes us to fight amongst one another out of pride, out of conceit. The biggest addiction is lobha, the greed to have more and more within this world. And therefore, our message to all of you, if you can take this wonderful chant of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This purifies the heart. The heart is the source of our existence, is the seat of the jiva, of the living entity. And when we purify the heart through the message of Gita, through the message of revealed scripture, and through the positivity of association with saintly and pure-hearted persons, then we can overcome all addictions and all the negativity that are causing so many problems and disruptions in the modern world. So I beg all of you, we dedicate ourselves to publishing so many books, transcendental literatures, which is a spiritual science, not a particular religion, a spiritual science applicable to everyone, that can teach one to become free from the bondage of material existence. So please, all of you, take advantage of this wonderful message of the Gita, of the Upanishads, of all the great spiritual literatures of the world, to uplift ourselves, to uplift society. We, the elder generation, are putting our lives, putting the future of this world in your hands, to develop, to not only have the intelligence, the academic intelligence that you're achieving here, but to develop spiritual intelligence. Dadami bhugi yogam tam yenamam upiyanti te. Krishna says, that intelligence that I will instill within the heart when one dedicates oneself to the real purpose of life, which is spiritual upliftment. So thank you all very much for this opportunity to address you. And I hope that this wonderful event inspires everyone to become more fulfilled and find that pure positivity in spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.